Always gotta look at the bright side.
All right, everyone, thank you for joining us. And here is Chef Dave.
Hey guys, happy, what's today, Wednesday, right?
Yes.
It is Wednesday. Hey, today we're gonna do something gluten-free, something fun. My daughter does gluten-free, so every time she visits, it's exciting. You know, I gotta take care of her because I love her dearly. So we're gonna do a few things. We're gonna do a chicken stir fry with jasmine rice. That's totally gluten-free. No, they're not. There's a lot of things out there you can eat that are gluten-free, but people get this mindset, gluten-free, oh my God, it's dangerous. It's just not right. You don't think that way. You gotta think more creatively, more open-minded. Now, fortunately for us today, anyone that is gluten-free, there are some fantastic products out there. Okay, so you just have to shop wisely and read your labels and go for it. You know, they are dedicated. So we're gonna do the chicken and shrimp jasmine rice, which I'm gonna make a little jasmine rice, because guess what I'm having for dinner tonight? Yeah. Okay, then we're gonna do a shrimp canape, and those are gonna be on a gluten-free rice cracker. Something very, very simple and easy. Then we do baked Alaska. Baked Alaska gluten-free. And what I did with the baked Alaska, I used a cake mix, I'll be honest. Sometimes I do it from scratch, sometimes I don't, but the cake mix was easier. Use a gluten-free cake mix, bake it off into a sheet tray, and make it about a half inch or so thick in the sheet tray. Smooth it out nice, bake it off in the oven. Then when it comes out, cool it off. And then what I did is I lined it in a mold. Top, bottom, ice cream in the middle, and on the top. And it kind of looks like this when it's done. We'll add something to it later on to make it happier. Okay, we've got some Neapolitan, and we're also going to do some deconstructed baked Alaskas as well. Baked off some gluten-free cookies. Okay, you can buy them. There's several brands out there which are pretty good, but they're a bit pricey. But the gluten-free cookie mix is not bad, especially when you put lots of good chocolate chips in it. It works out great. And we're going to do a couple things with that, and then we're going to make some Ladyfingers, gluten-free Ladyfingers. Ladyfingers are great because you can take them, you can dip them in chocolate like this and chow down on them. You can do lots of things. You can use them for tiramisu. You can actually make them, you can make your Ladyfingers large like this and make leafy Ladyfingers or lady drops. I don't know what you want to call them, but you can make a deconstructed baked Alaska this way as well. Or tiramisu this way as well. You have options, which is the nice thing, as long as you use your imagination. So what I want to do, the first thing, I'm going to start off with the jasmine rice. One of the most important things with jasmine rice is that you got to wash it off. Okay, get as much starch off of it as possible. You know, in the water right now, I don't know if you can see that. Trust me, it's very cloudy because the starch is coming off the outside of the rice. So you need to wash that off a couple of times. See how cloudy the water is? Okay. Wash it one more time. And we'll turn this back burner on here. We did that time. And just all that starch is coming out. Okay. If I can do it and not lose any of the rice. Close enough. Okay, the recipe for this is like really, really easy. 1 cup of rice, rinsed very well, then 1 cup of water. And I think facility is a walk across. Okay, so you got a cup of water, a cup of rice. We'll start it off over here because it's a little warmer. This is faster. Okay. Bring it up to the boil. You can put a pinch of salt in it if you want. Okay. A little pinch of pepper. Okay. The important thing is patience. Jasmine rice has got to come to the boil, and you turn it down to a real slow simmer, which will be back here when we get going. Okay, and then cover it and forget it. Now, if you make the mistake of taking it out and starting to stir it, all that starch that's still in the granules will come out, and you get yourself some wet Play-Doh. It'll be a mess. Don't go there. All right, believe in yourself. We'll let that come up. What I've got over here, I'm making the mixture for the gluten-free Ladyfingers. And this takes about 20 minutes. Now, your recipe, actually, I played around with it a little bit. Your recipe says 2 egg yolks and then 3 egg whites, whip them up separately with sugar, fold them together, and then bring in the flour mixture together. Now, something about the flour. If you use the King Arthur flour, which is 1-for-1 for bread flour, regular flour, you don't need your xanthan gum. If you use just a regular gluten-free flour, you'll need the xanthan gum in there to give it the texture a little bit. All right, so the holes won't take everything. All right, found that out the hard way. Okay, but that's okay. And actually, the Ladyfingers are not bad, especially if you have them with ice cream or dip them in the chocolate, or if you're making tiramisu, lots of rum and coffee and stuff like that. So you have a good day. Please make sure it's rough enough. I have my pre-sieved flour here. And one of your spatulas could left mine at home.
Okay, glad you found one.
I'm glad you have one too. I was sweating kittens there for a second. A little bit of flour in. And just gently fold it up. They don't want to beat it up too bad because you don't want all the air to come out. And just fold this in gently. Now, it's very important to get this whipped up as much as you can so it makes a peak. Okay. Now, if you ever make genoise, which is the French, the cake mix, French cake, same idea, same concept. The xanthan gum that's in here, the baking powder in here will start to react really fast. Yes, mix that in gently. You get some people when they go to mix in gently, they're like that. Don't go there. All right, don't go there. Okay. Okay, we came to a boil very quickly. We'll bring that over here. Put it on a very low simmer. Okay. Let that take care of itself. Okay, now the hard part, getting all of this into there without it going all over the place. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's see if we can do this. A little bit of time, a little bit of patience here. And you notice how I fold down the top of the piping bag. That kind of helps things, keeps things a little bit cleaner sometimes. A little bit at a time. Never fill the piping bag up more than halfway, because if you do, you'll be hurting yourself because you have to put so much pressure on it. You know, it's not always a good idea. Yeah. Now we'll pipe out our Ladyfingers.
Is there a guide there telling you how to do it, or?
No. It's with sometimes, yeah, you can if you're worried about it all being the same size. You can actually draw them on a piece of paper and put another piece of parchment paper on top of them. But if you've done these a couple of times. Now the fun part, the dusting sugar is 50% sugar and 50% icing sugar. And that goes into a little sieve.
Icing sugar is powdered sugar, right?
Powdered sugar, icing sugar, powdered sugar. Depends on what part of the world you're from. Some parts of the world we call it cornstarch. Other parts of the world, they call it corn flour. Used to be some nice recipes. And into a preheated 350-degree oven for 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, you turn it down to 300 degrees, I believe it is, and then you finish. Did I do that right? Yes, I did it right. Hey, I memorized that. That's good. There are hopes for me. Okay. So somebody set a timer for 15 minutes. You thought you could get away and do nothing here? Come on. Not good. Not good at all. Next thing we're going to play with real quick will be our shrimp. Hello, is that you or me?
No, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
There's something going off
If
already.
it's me, they'll leave a message. If they don't leave a message, it wasn't that important. You know? The shrimp canape, they'll be really cool. Nice little item. Here's what they look like when they're finished. Okay. You'll use a cream cheese mixture. You can make this as spicy as you want to or not. It's up to you. Also, again, don't fill it up too full. When you try to pipe it, make sure your cream cheese is not directly out of the refrigerator, because you ain't tough enough to make it happen. Okay, so a little bit of dollop on there. Uh-oh. Big chunk.
How spicy did you make it?
Hmm?
How spicy did you make it?
Not at all.
Really?
To say, not too many people like spice the way I do, so whenever I say spicy, I tone it down a whole lot. Okay, and then you'll take a shrimp, you cook the shrimp, cut them in half, and you put a piece of shrimp on each one. I should have done these ahead of time, I'm sorry. It's kind of like watching water boil.
Are the shrimps just boiled?
Yes, just I boiled them. I use some seasonings in it like I would do normally. I think I put some Old Bay in there, salt and some pepper.
Cut them in half?
And
like
after they're
down-
cooked, you cut them in half.
down
And if you really like, if you do these and you really like the people, then you leave them whole. Okay?
I'll take that one.
I knew that. I could put money on that. I would have won money on that. That's okay. And the other thing too, if you have a whole one, you got another whole one you're doing or not? Probably not. But also with the whole one too, you can take it and stand it up, which kind of looks cool. All right, you'll see that in a second when I finish with them.
That looks like it'd be a nice appetizer.
It is a nice, it's an easy appetizer. It's not something that takes a whole lot of prep time. Now, something I did do, which I did not talk about, is I got some tomatoes from my garden. I wasn't sure if they would be ready or not. Let's take a little bit of fresh dill and just put a smidgen on each piece. Not too much, just a little bit. You don't want to outdill yourself. Okay. And working with these gloves are like, oh my gosh, punishment.
Do the chefs really in the back, of these restaurants, do they wear gloves?
Yeah, they have to by law.
They do?
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah, but I always thought they put the gloves on and then they're. Right, they do. They might as well.
What do you
not-
mean?
And they go, they might as well have the gloves, and might as well not have the gloves on.
Okay, now what I did, I took the cherry tomatoes. I had some yellow ones and some red ones and just cut them in quarters. And you could just put a little color, little piece of color on there somewhere. If you want to just jazz them up evenly a bit. Okay.
About bell pepper.
Huh?
Too. How about bell pepper?
You could do bell pepper if you want to. Good. Hey, you're learning it. You're using your imagination. Thank you. Yeah, and that's the great thing about cooking. You have a recipe. Oh, I didn't cut that one. Quality control. You can, you can call it your own, make it your own by changing things around. If you don't like tomatoes and if you like peppers, then do peppers. I mean, what's the big deal here? There is none. Okay. So that's how those guys will look when they're kind of finished, okay? I'll put that sample one over there as well. I have fish all over these. Yeah, I'd like to be the person that makes the gloves and sells them, you know? I'd also like to be the person that invented the cat eyes, the little reflectors in the middle of the roads. Those things are a lifesaver, you know, in many ways, you know? Very simple idea, but oh my gosh, that's a great idea. Sometimes things are really simple, but they're good. Okay, look back here at our rice. It's evaporating, which is the way it's supposed to. Okay, just keep it low and keep it out of the way. You know. Okay, we got this out of the way. Clear up a little bit. Hey, good. How's the timer going? We good yet?
10 minutes still.
10 minutes still. Wow, time's going by fast. Okay. Okay. A couple things now. Making Asian food. We're doing a stir fry here today, and we have got a boatload and a half of ingredients. We've got celery, we've got onions, we've got peppers, and I added yellow and green peppers in there as well because I could. Okay, we've got mushrooms, we've got broccoli, we got peas, we got carrot, we got baby corn, we got water chestnut, we got garlic. Okay. The important thing is to have everything ready. Because if you do one item, cook it, put it in, one item, cook it, put it in, one item, cook it, put it in. By the time the last item's in there, you got yourself a whole big pot of mush. You don't want mush, okay? Yeah, mush is not good. Use a little bit of red pepper, I'm not gonna use all of them, I don't think. Okay. Well, Dave, turn the heat on, dude. Get it hot. Okay. Just a quick rough cut here. And we got some mushroom roots. I like cutting the stems off my mushrooms because they're easy to work with. That way you can slice them, you know, and catch the glove. I hate these gloves. Yeah. I'm a rebel. Okay. Okay, because I'll just take the mushroom like that. I mean, very simple, very easy. Now, hey, I'm still in compliance with the health department because this is not a raw, ready-to-eat product. It's going to be cooked. I'm okay. So I'm still legal. Okay. Just in case you're wondering. Just in case any of them are watching. Okay. Okay. I got vegetable oil here. And that's up as high as it'll go. Now, with all these items you have here, you'll want to cook and cook in a sequence. I like starting off with my peppers and onions first. Now, the Chinese invented a critter called a wok. A wok is a rounded cooking utensil, usually made of steel, aluminum, copper, or whatever. The nice thing about that is the heat comes up and goes all over the sides of it as well. So very, very fuel efficient, which is the neat thing about it. Get a little bit of sizzle on here. Okay, next thing I'll put in will be my carrots and my celery. Starting to smell good in this. Another thing about stir fry is that meat proteins are at a minimum. Meat proteins are basically used as a seasoning, the flavor enhancer and the protein. It's not, in our country, we like having lots of chicken, lots of meat and stuff like that. Okay, but in these other countries, it is a seasoning because there isn't a whole lot around sometimes. So, you know, over here, I've got some bamboo shoots, water chestnut and baby corn that goes in. Garlic will go in now too because if I put the garlic in too early, it will burn, and that's not a good thing to do. I got zucchini and Napa cabbage. Napa cabbage is an additional item. And then I've got my chicken and my peas. Okay, while this is doing its thing, I'm gonna come over here and do something a little different. We've got some meringue. I got started a little earlier. Baby. Get the egg off of this. And one of these days, I'm gonna break down by a second with you. You're gonna have to do it. I broke down and bought the second bowl, and now I'm gonna have to break down and get another with you. Sometimes you just need to. I put this in a wall, I would have all the sides play with. I've got a good seasoned stainless steel can here. And that works very nice as well. A little bit of soy and a little bit of pepper. And that's ready. And how long does that take to make? And by the time you eat? Oh, you guys are terrible. Huh? Jason, the broccoli in there. I like my broccoli nice and crunchy.
Probably another 30 minutes for me to chop all the vegetables first.
Yeah.
Another 30 minutes to chop all the vegetables.
Yeah, it takes a while. It takes a while to do the vegetables. Okay? You just let that sit there. That's my chocolate. Are we on this yet?
I've got 1 minute and 50 seconds left.
Okay. Good. Close enough. Hello. We have all the vegetables are gonna be nice and crunchy in here. I probably should have done that last instead of the bake last. Yeah. Whatever.
So that's the cake mix, right?
That's the cake mix. Actually, it's not bad. I've used it before. My daughter says it's good. She gave me the seal of approval, which is always nice to have. Okay. Okay, and then fun thing with this is dibble dabble over it. Now, originally, before they had blow torches and things like that, they used to crank up the oven to about 450, 500 degrees and put the frozen bake thingy into an oven. And that would brown it off, which is really nice. So you should see me do drywall with spackle. I'll knock the socks off on that puppy.
There's your timer.
Well, thank you, we're good. Now you could make your baked Alaska rectangular like this. You can make it round. You can make it in a great big dome. You can do whatever you want. Inside of this, I have vanilla and chocolate chips for the ice cream filling. That's all I had at the time. Now comes the fun part.
Sticking the ladyfingers
Huh?
Blowtorch. Oh boy.
Since I don't have a 450-degree oven, where's your smoke alarm here?
The sprinklers are right above you. I don't know what
Huh?
the actual detector is.
That doesn't.
If you put this into a big oven, it lets it there for about 8 or 10 minutes. It'll come out looking something like this with a meringue cooked. Okay.
A work of art.
Mhm.
It's a work of art.
Yeah. And what I also did, because I could, I had some fun with it. When I made some meringues, and I left some of them, baked them off in the oven. We can And the nice thing about these meringues that we pull out of this bag, you can use the same mixture we did here. The egg whites, sugar, a little bit of cream and tartar. And we don't leave it too long because you'll burn them.
That's why you make it.
Okay. We give it a second pass, give it some more. There's already some residual heat there, so make sure that the meringue cook all the way through. When I was at the Hilton in Washington, D.C., we used to have large banquets, and they could have baked Alaska. And what we would do, we'd have the baked Alaska. Each baked Alaska would be for a table of 10 or 15, and we have to carry it out. And the chef would put half of eggshell and fill it up with hot rum, 151 rum, and light it. Turn the lights down low, so here we are walking like this, with the flames going, oh, be very careful. But it worked, which is nice, but it worked. Yeah, I think they stopped that because actually, one time, one of the cooks' hat caught on fire.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was, can I say, entertaining?
Not if you were the cook with the hat on fire.
The hat on fire, yeah. So okay, you got that baked Alaska. So if you want to deconstruct your baked Alaska, you can do it too. You can make your cookies ahead of time. You can make your meringue toppers ahead of time. And you can do it this way. So just take a little bit of scoop, a little scoop in there, press it down, a little scoop. That's the hard part, the pressing it down without breaking the cookies. Now these actually you can make ahead of time and put in your freezer. Okay, like this.
You can make a sandwich cookie.
Same thing, exactly. And if you want to be one of the political correct people, should I crack this joke? It'll be like a climate warming baked Alaska because it won't have a meringue all the way around it. Okay, so you put that, take your other cookie. Where'd you go? There you go. Put your other cookie on top. Now that's what you call a cookie. Okay. And if you want to, you can put okay, got ahead of myself here. Where do I put them? Out of there. Ooh. You can deconstruct these. I got some melted chocolate here. Okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of melted chocolate with a spoon. Okay. A little bit here, a little bit there, on there like that. Wow. Okay. So you're deconstructing this puppy. And these are the meringues I made ahead of time as well.
Low calories.
Oh, no calories at all. Because after 1 o'clock, the calories don't count. Okay? Or before 1 o'clock, the calories don't count. So you have a deconstructed baked Alaska. Then if you want to give it that little bit of glaze, you fire everything again. And so you have a deconstructed baked Alaska as well. Which is something kind of nice. Meanwhile, our Ladyfingers, are they ladies yet? They are wonderful. I hate that when it happens. Okay, the idea, you start off at 350, then turn it down to 300, and that helps dry them out so they're nice and crispy. But they still got a little ways to go. They're still a little bit moist. These Ladyfingers, you can put those into an airtight container and you can store them for a couple of weeks. On the meringues, when you make them, and this is the mixture right here, all I would do is put that into a piping bag with a star tube and pipe it onto a tray, put it into an oven at 225 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, close the oven up, let them be. Then after 1 hour, turn your oven off. And again, let them be. And the oven will go off, and the carry-through temperature that's in the oven will keep on cooking the meringues till they're all the way done and crispy, and then the temperature will drop and drop and drop and drop. The next thing you know, you've got nice, crispy meringues. Bless you, something like that, crispy. And these two will keep for a couple of weeks in an airtight container, in a cool area. Don't let them get hot. And if you let them sit out somewhere, guess what's gonna happen? They're hydroscopic. They're gonna suck all the moisture from the air and be a gooey, chewy mess. So you don't wanna go there. Huh?
Big birds on us.
Yeah. Okay, so, hey, I think we did everything, okay? And yes, these guys right here, you can take those and you can dip them, because these will keep a couple weeks easily in a bag. And you can just dip them into chocolate and use them as you want to. Your meringues, you can get really cute and adorable if you want to, I don't care. Make sure your chocolate's warm enough. You put a little thing on it and just have some fun. I mean, you know, if you got grandkids or kids or friends or neighbors, something like this is fun. Now, these are also very nice. Let's slide a cup of coffee. Okay, have a cup of coffee and chew a chunk. All right, so again, you have lots and lots of different options for these things. Okay, let's do it this way. These are wasabi peas. We'll share these with you, but they're spicy. So let's do this. Put a little bit more heat back into this. Okay, and we'll put this on the table and you can help yourselves. Because everything is still nice and crunchy. It's so crunchy. Yes. All right.
Excuse me, yeah.
So you turn the fan on or something?
What's that?
Smoke up in here.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, as long as I'm not getting smoke detectors, we're all right.
Very important, Dave. Put the ice cream away so you don't get soup.
It's nasty once it melts and you freeze.
Okay. Let's
And is your rice done? The burner's on.
yeah, as I say here, the rice is done, which is really, really nice. And because you did it the right way, all the grains come apart. Now, what I would do if I was going to use this at a later date, I would take this rice and put it in a sheet tray and let it cool down and then put it away. All right? If I put it away like this, it's going to congeal and hold together. Put it on a sheet pan, let it cool down, and then put it away. And that's what I did with the rice we had here today.
Don't we wash the starch out of the jasmine rice?
Hmm?
Don't we wash the starch out of the
That's it,
jasmine rice?
wash.
Not the white.
Huh?
Just the jasmine rice, not the white rice?
No. But the jasmine rice has a lot of stuff, it's very starchy. Okay. And it's also very tender, it's a very tender rice, and it cooks very quick. Now, it's a little more expensive than some of the other rices you can get out there. Then again, that extra few pennies, I think it's worth it. Because, I mean, how simple is that? I mean, really, you wash it off, put 1 cup of rice, that's enough for 2 people very nicely. Okay, and then 1 cup of water, bring it to the boil, turn it off, put a lid on it, and forget about it for 20 minutes, and then you got yourself a nice finished product with rice.
So you don't add that rice to this?
No, there's rice already in there.
Oh, okay.
I made rice yesterday and refrigerated it and brought it in, and that's the rice that I dumped trucked into the bowl, into the pot. Okay, shall we?
Sounds good. Thank you everyone for joining or for watching. For the recipes, you can email us, look in the caption.